and actually got in the game late against Oklahoma State in that win. Brady, a member of this running UT. There's another miss on a free throw, but will be TCU basketball.
And again,
absolutely. There is Brady. Family connection. We have the Madsen twins on one side, Gabe and Mason from Utah. Also have the coach's son on the roster. Here's Michael Robinson. Drops it to no one in particular. I'm not sure who that was to, BJ.
2 turnovers just like that. Again, unforced. That was a nice drive, and he just threw it over to the stands. He threw it to, was the guy in the purple hat over there, huh?
Maybe he got confused.
Yes. No, Coach Dixon is really concerned about that, because that's just uncharacteristic, as we said earlier.
Madsen, another deep threes, now 0 for 2. Foul called on Utah. That's going to be against Lover. So number 1 for him. How concerned are you with the shot selection early, specifically Madsen from outside?
Concerned because they can get good shots. They can get quality shots. You don't need quick shots. You need quality shots, and you don't have to rush the offense. And right now, Madsen just needs to allow it to come to him. That's the offense, and he will get a good quality shot.
At 20 points 2 games ago on the road in the loss to Iowa State, game that Utah really felt like they hung tough, figured out how to be physical in the Big 12 as Manning, 3-point specialist, is off the mark. In that game, Madsen scored, got his confidence back, then turned into the ultimate facilitator for the Utah offense against Oklahoma State. Here's a double team on Lovering, and he turns it over. Robinson wants to run. Into the paint, the lead from Malik Diallo. And it's now controlled by Vashawn Alette. Back inside to the youngster, Diallo on Lovering. Banging. And trying to finish, cannot. Into the midst of Lovering. Leading shot blocker and rebounder for Utah.
See a lot of flare screens run out here by the Utes. And the Horned Frogs are getting over top of those screens.
Lovering with the leave to Asar, and Asar will go back to the line where he has been already 4 times tonight. Utah with the early lead, 4-2 here inside Schollmeyer. Slow start for both Utah and TCU here inside Schollmeyer. Utes going back to the line with a 4-2 lead. Welcome to Fort Dixon. Mo Galindo here with Brandon Johnson. So you have Utah coming off the win against Oklahoma State. They had a 46-24 edge in points in the paint against Oklahoma State. Gabe Madsen attempted 3 3-pointers. He made one of them. Already 2 quick looks from outside, both misses. What are you seeing?
You just said it. 2 quick looks. He's shooting the ball too quick. He needs to allow the offense to come to him. A lot of times you'll see them go into their high post for ball reversals and just man movement. Right there, they're out of sync. So if he just takes his time, allow the offense to flow, he'll get into rhythm.
Shooters want to shoot, though, so I'm sure with Craig Smith that conversation becomes a little more difficult with each game, that the shot's not falling, but coming off a fine performance, setting up teammates against Oklahoma State. Now for TCU, it is an elite defensive group, top 25 nationally in defensive efficiency and 3-point percentage defense.
Yes, Jamie Dixon has done a great job of getting his team to defend the 3. You know, as you just stated, they're up in you. They want to crowd you, force you to put that ball down on the floor. So we say, as from a defensive standpoint, coaching-wise, you want to contest and crowd shooters. Get up in that space, force them to put the ball down, make them uncomfortable. And this Utah team is not a great team at shooting off the bounce. They're more of a spot-up shooting team. They have the ability to do so, but you want to make them uncomfortable.
And best when they're setting each other up. You mentioned it, number 2 nationally in assists per game. Asar. Well, he had splits in his first 4 free throw attempts, missed both of those. It looked like he had turned the corner, going 7 of 8 from the charity stripe against Oklahoma State, but struggles once again from the line. Now, TCU, part of what makes them really good defensively is they don't foul a lot, but already 14 fouls for the Horned Frogs. Here's Alette trying to work it inside to Uday. That is going to go against Gabe Madsen, foul number 1. What's Uday's game? What do you like about big number 8?
Well, Uday right now, he is the X factor to me. For him or the Horned Frogs to be productive in this game, they've got to get productivity out of him. He's got to score. You know he can rebound and he can defend, but he's got to be a producing factor in that paint.
Alette drops it in. Transfer from ODU. Struggled with his 3-point shot against BYU, but coming off a season high 5 assist performances against the Cougars. Here's the kick out. Mike Sharp jumps, no good from 3, and a strong rebound by Trezarian White. He's electric off the bench. Inside, Uday. And it's going to be a foul on Utah.
This is exactly what we need to see from the Horned Frogs. They need to push that pace in transition. Here you have Alette here just taking his defender off the dribble. He gets into him, crowds him, or just gets up on his hip and in his chest. You got the defense backpedaling. You're at their mercy. So here you go right now with Uday rim running. They find him up, get him the pass. Now he's at the line to shoot 2.
It's the first one. Ernest Uday, the only returning scholarship player that played for the Horned Frogs last season. Had a couple of guys that redshirted. Started his career at Kansas. You see the 8 rebounds per game, 6 in the Big 12. Lob City, when it's Ernest Uday inside, that's where most of his offense comes from. That one was wide right. It was a win.
Yes,
a win.
Very wide right, but this is a matchup that we'll have to look at up top. How they guard the ball screen out here. Uday can get out.
To Hunter Erickson for 3. And still trying to find that outside stroke. Miro Little started his career at Baylor before transferring to Utah. Sets up Madsen. And that's where Utah's at its best, setting up each other.
Well, we just saw that. Madsen didn't rush into it. Got the ball, was wide open. We had some ball movement and switching of the defense as far as shifting sides. So he was able to get a nice rhythm shot and stepped right into it.
Madsen with the second most 3-point makes in Utah program history. Alette trying to break down Little. He does. Oh, the flush. Punch. Back in the mix and throwing it down.
He did just that. David Punch, he is the freshman that's coming in playing really well for the Horned Frogs. Good timing right there. Just great offensive rebound that was needed for conversion.
Spin by Madsen, lost the handle. And that's going to be a turnover. TCU basketball. All right, break down the throwdown.
Well, you've got the Utes playing inside some pack line defense. All right, so they're not really out there on the man, but here you go, just their athleticism. Nobody boxed him out. You're up under the goal. You're at his mercy. He just goes up high, gets that flush it down, and he's feeling it right now.
You understand, like, the new hairstyle. I mean, that's probably the motivation for David Punch. First time he's in the braids. He was going with the fro for most of the season. Great hairstyle and great look to start, but you got to switch it up from time to time.
You know, he's got it like that. You know, he can do that. So more power to him.
White is also on the all-hair team for TCU. Here's Ude, and nearly had the and one up against Caleb Lohner. Lohner gets up the foul.
That's good that they're going into Ude. He's taking his time. There's been a little bit of Roboticals down there scoring. He's not much of a scorer, but if he just uses his size well, he'll be fine. He's got to just bang a little bit more, get some position with his strength, and he's just got to go through that contact.
Well, still working on that stroke. Jamie Dixon says they've worked on free throw shooting more than any season, and he's been the head coach, and for whatever reason, those shots aren't falling. Now, it's one thing for a big like Ude. Those guys rarely shoot at a high clip. The guards are struggling, too. That's problematic.
As you just stated, it's the whole team. But I tell you right now, he is going to get to the line, so he's going to have to convert.
When does that become a problem, when you have guys in the rotation that you're concerned about getting to the line? Because in that case, it's almost like a turnover. Into the paint, levering.
Goodness, good passing. Good passing, good passing. I mean, the Horned Frogs were playing good defense, but it was just good movement by the Utes. They were able to find that open cutter for the conversion.
Levering was awesome in the win against Oklahoma State, 8 points. His physicality really helped set the tone for Utah. Picked off by Madsen, all alone, clear for takeoff at DFW.
We call that car, Lowell. That's players concentrating, anticipating, and reacting to the ball when they're playing help side defense, and that was good anticipation by Madsen for that stealing.
Had those
points.
Quick misses from outside, but he's really picked it up. And Utah, stats don't show it, but they are really good when they attack. Brendan Wilson is at his best off the bench, letting it rip from three-point range. He is a Horned Frogs' best three-point threat. Keanu Dawes inside among the trees, but he's one of them. And Dawes has his first bucket coming off a season-high performance. And the win against Oklahoma State, 16 points, just missed a double-double. Reynolds, the lefty, ripping it from deep.
Did he come down?
It don't matter, BJ.
Rhythm shot, stepped into it. Defense, like I said, you're seeing a little bit of a pack line defense. That means the Utes are staying inside that three. That ball gets switched around. He can just step in and take a rhythm shot.
White fight with Madsen for it. It's tipped, so still 10 on the clock for Miro Little. Former Baylor Bear. Skip pass. Dawes for three. Too much. And Trey White with the board. Wenzel now driving. The kick to Punch. And Wenzel wants it back. Bricks it. Aline with the rebound. Madsen with the push. Great feed inside. Ball keeps moving. Levering hacked by Wenzel. They'll go to the line for two. That was crisp, BJ.
You just said it. The ball keeps moving. The ball keeps moving. This is a fast-paced game. This is a fast break game. So here you go. It's just touch passes. These guys share the love. 20 assists per game, as we stated earlier. First in the Big 12, second in the nation. And that's just Madsen, ladies and gentlemen, anticipating getting a steal and scoring. But let's go back to sharing that love.
There are those who see the world through a different lens, who take risks, who are willing to make a stand. Because trails, they aren't blazed by the timid, but by the bold. For 150 years, TCU has been creating the next generation of leaders. Just think audaciously, care compassionately, lead heroically. And now it's our turn, our time to lead on.
Attention TCU fans, get ready for an electrifying season of women's basketball. The 2024-25 season is here and the Horned Frogs are ready to put on a show. Join us as our star-studded roster featuring Haley Van Lith, Sedona Prince, and Madison Connor take the court. This season, we're facing off against powerhouses like NC State, Baylor, and West Virginia that are sure to bring intensity. Be part of the excitement and secure your tickets today at gofrogs.com. It is showtime.
Lock in, TCU fans. It's time for Horned Frog Hoops. The fastest team in the country is back in action. Jamie Dixon and the Frogs are looking to run their way to a fourth straight NCAA tournament. You won't want to miss a second of the high-flying Frogs this season. Get your season tickets today at gofrogs.com, and we'll see you soon at the Showmile.
There are those who see the world through a different lens, who take risks, who are willing to make a stand. Because trails, they aren't blazed by the timid, but by the bold. For 150 years, TCU has been creating the next generation of leaders. To think audaciously, care compassionately, lead heroically. And now it's our turn, our time to lead on. There are those who see the world through a different lens, who take risks, who are willing to make a stand. Because trails, they aren't blazed by the timid, but by the bold. For 150 years, TCU has been creating the next generation of leaders. To think audaciously, care compassionately, lead heroically. And now it's our turn, our time to lead on.
Welcome back to Showmire Arena, where Utah has a 14-13 lead over TCU, trying to get to 10-0 to start the season. They've been 9-0 before inside Showmire under Jamie Dixon, but have not been 10-0 since Trent Johnson was calling shots back in 2014-2015 season. What do you think about the start, BJ, for TCU?
Well, I think right now they had early on two unforced turnovers, which was uncharacteristic of them, but they've sort of gotten in the flow. You had Wenzel come in and knock down some shots, so they're getting a little rhythm there. They're passing that ball around. What we don't want to see from TCU is just a lot of one-on-one. We got to get that defense to rotate and shift, so that means the ball's got to go from one side to the other. They can get those angles, those long closeouts, and then they can do better at attacking the basket. And that gives them the ability to score.
In the Big 12, you need a guy that can get you buckets when you need him the most. Noah Reynolds has turned into that guy, the game winners in 2 of the last 3. All under 30 seconds to beat BYU, beat K-State, all here at home. He's led the Horned Frogs in scoring in each of the last 5 games. Lovering to the line. The bank is open for that. Give him that, especially when it's a team struggling from the free throw line. Anything counts. He's hitting at a 41% clip from the charity stripe this season.
I think he even smiled at that one right there.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
Didn't quite find the glass. Didn't get enough right there. Another split. Reynolds engineering the offense. Diallo getting a lot of early burn. 32 in Grays, picking time. Playing time is picked up in the Big 12. 4 on the shot clock. Reynolds on Erickson. The drive floats it off the glass. And Jace Posey keeps it alive. What a play. Alette lets it fly. No good. And a strong rebound by Keanu Dawes.
Second chance points there. Offensive rebounds.
Here's Wallin. Crisp again. Erickson knocks it home.
These guys make the extra pass. I mean, that ball creates energy. it goes from one side to the other. It's like a hot potato out there. They find the open guy.
Erickson was 0 for 7 in the previous 3 games. Comes up that connection deep.
Yeah, the ball is just, it doesn't stay in anybody's hand that long. They will go through their post to reverse that ball, and we saw that. It just goes from inside out and all the way around the perimeter, and you find the open guy in the corner to shoot.
Utah is a new school team when it comes to analytics, as Punch drove hard on Levering. In terms, majority of their point production comes from the three-point line. They don't do much on two-point shots, and as we've seen so far tonight, from the free throw line. Erickson had to go gadget to keep that in. Little, no good. And Reynolds might be able to keep that alive for TCU. Stay with Utah. Little to the bench. Char Jonks checks in. Call him Mongolian Mike. First ever D1 scholarship basketball player from Mongolia. He was born in Arizona. Lived there for the first year of his life before growing up in Mongolia. His dad was the first Asian Harlem Globetrotter. Alette to Diallo. It's going to be a foul. That's going to go against Hunter Erickson. First on 0 in black.
We're seeing TCU do what they need to do, attacking the basket in transition. You have numbers, the defense is not allowed to get set up, so they're getting in the lane and getting to the basket as we see them getting to the free throw line. They just got to convert. The opportunities are there.
As we stated earlier, a little easier said than done for these teams. What would you do? Coaching days, you had a team struggling from the line because it's now 1 of 5 for TCU, 4 of 8 for Utah. What do you do?
Repetition. I mean, you just got to get up the volume of shooting. There's nothing you can do. Mentally, it's in the mind, but you just got to continue to shoot. And I know these guys, we saw them in practice, we saw them shoot around. They are getting the shots up in reference to shooting free throws.
1 of 6 now for TCU. Manning bit the dust. Good hands by Diallo. Lovering recovers. Backs it. Driving, stepping, and feeding Asar. Asar had it stripped. Alette using the body high over shadow jumps for the finish. So Sean Alette now up to 4 points.
Attacking the basket in transition, getting the easy buckets, and that's what they need to do. That's the Horned Frogs.
Alette, for the last 5 games, is the second leading scorer. The field goal percentage has not been that good because it's been a lot of three-pointers. He's attacking more tonight.
Yeah, you just have the defense on your heel, and right there, he initiates the contact. Defender's going back. Right here, you can see him just get his body into the defender, throws up that nice little floater off the backboard for 2.
Now up to 5 turnovers for Utah. That was problematic in the loss in Ames. As Manning lost, Erickson did not take advantage. Skips it to the other side. And James Posey cannot get the friendly roll.
Again, we'll see the Utes go through their high post to get reversal. Most of the times you see post guys down low, but
John Jones rejected by Ude. First for the big fella.
good help side defense rotating over there by Ude.
Alette floating it. Asar and Erickson with the rebound. Utah with a 3-point lead, under 8 minutes to go here inside Schollmeyer.
Some dribble handoff action. And
beautiful Madison to Asar, and it's going to be off TCU. Feed the big fella. That'll do some work defensively as well. Ude says, get out of my kitchen. TCU takes it the other way. Utah with a 3-point lead here in Fort Worth. You're watching the Big 12 on ESPN Plus. Sharon Fort Worth alongside Coach Brandon Johnson. I'm Lloyd Lindo. Utah with the lead over TCU 18-15. It has been a gauntlet for the Utes to start their first ever Big 12 run. I mean, BJ, no favorites. Baylor, Tech, Iowa State. That's your first 3 conference games ever in the Big 12? Come on now.
That was a heavy load. That was a heavy load, and they it showed. But better to have that early than late.
Oh, yeah.
So you know what you're getting into right off the bat. So,
and progressively, they've gotten better with each one of those first 3 losses. Finally got the breakthrough win in Salt Lake City on Saturday against Oklahoma State. They feel like they took a huge step in the physicality of this conference in the loss in Ames against Iowa State. It's a good-looking team. Asar is one of those physical presence. Erickson feeds him off the inbound for a deuce inside. 5-point lead for Utah.
Too easy there on the out-of-bounds underplay. Got to really protect that basket.
That is assist number 6, so 7 made field goals, 6 of them assisted. And adventures in free throw shooting, part 3 coming up for Ernest Ude.
Right now he's 1 of 6, as you stated earlier. They're making the right passes. That was just a nice little pick and roll there, just a cut off of that. And he's at the basket, gets fouled. Now he's back at the line.
This is chapter 4. Yes, rips it here. Is that John Stockton? No, that's Ernest Ude.
That was nothing but the bottom of the net then. Nice and swish.
Now, as a coach, you're just like, okay, do that again.
I tell you as well, he's saying do that again.
Cannot. Fights for the rebound. Jar jumps, controls it. Asar pushes. Like Asar's game, he gives Utah a presence. Physical, wants to attack as Madsen misses for 3. Now 1 of 4 from outside. Wenzel straight up 3-point juggernaut. Thought he had it in and out.
Oh, it was the right play, right read. Little dribble handoff there, flip back, and he's able to knock down that open shot, but it just doesn't fall for him.
Right into the hands of Michael Robinson, the freshman forward. Making the 2nd straight start for the Horned Frogs. Excellent defensive player. A let no. And foul on TCU.
A little early in the shot clock as far as the shot, but what we're seeing for the most part is TCU, they can get some good shots, but it's a lot of one-on-one, all right? You get that defense to shift. You don't have to take early shots. The shots will come. We watch the Utes, they move that ball around. And with their man moving as far as cutting as well, you always got guys going to the basket. So a little bit of a Princeton action out there where these guys, not just do they have great man movement and ball movement, but they play off of each other. They have to read each other on those cuts.
Well, Let is showing that he is a shot taker, has some big-time shot totals in Big 12 play. Meanwhile, Noah Reynolds, the go-to guy, only has 2 shot attempts for TCU. Madsen, this is defender off the line. Little, member of the Finnish national team, to Gabe Madsen, and Madsen goes glass. So effective when he can mix and match from 3-point range and inside. 7 points.
We just saw good offense down there inside out by the Utes.
His punch just to pick up his dribble. Still plenty of time.
What the Utes have is they have length right now. They play that Pac-Man defense inside the paint, or inside the line, that is the 3-point line, and they shrink the court well. So that means there's no space or lanes for gaps or angles, and it's just hard. You got to settle for shots outside on the perimeter, and TCU is not knocking him down.
2 of 10 from outside. Madsen to the paint, falling away, trying to use glass. Zach Keller with the board. Back to Madsen, fouled, and hits it. 4-point play opportunity coming up for Gabe Madsen. He's got that swag and confidence back. It had left him. It was fleeting when he started Big 12 play. He's looking like his old self.
Yeah, just feeling it right there. Nice little step back there. doesn't make it. Offensive rebound, they get it. And when you get offensive rebounds, you got to do one of two things. You either go right back up with it. If not, you kick it out for that open three, and he was able to knock it down.
Ouellette picks up his second foul. Not even Madsen has hit his free throws. He's at 88% on the season. A force field on the free throw line tonight inside Schoenmeyer. 9-point lead for the running Utes. Freshman turns it over to Jake Wallin. Keanu Dawes, tough finish. And Uday with the board. Wallin got a piece of it, Keller behind the back, not intentionally. Ouellette now controls for TCU.
Good defense there. Just long and lengthy out there. We're able to get that deflection. That was Wallin.
Shot attempt number 8 for Ouellette. How about number 9? And it's good. His third make of the night.
Fortunately, he got the ball back, but the defense was right there, forcing a tough shot. He tried to shoot over Wallin, was not able to get it, but they got the offensive rebound, was able to get it back in.
Averaging 13 points per game over the last 6. It's become a strong backcourt duo with Ouellette and Reynolds. Inside, Dawes going glass and dropping it for 2 more.
As I stated, the Utes are always basket cutting. Ball's on one side, whether it's the left or right. Somebody's penetrating, you know from the opposite side they are coming.
Ouellette for 3, pure from outside. His first make from beyond the arc. 9 points. And it's a 6-point Utah lead. Into the midst of Madsen. Back to the big fella, Keller. Good length on the court for the Utes. Wallin, step back 3, rolls out. Into the hands of Punch. Ouellette got some space, walks through it, and hits it. Back to back for Ouellette. He's heating up now, 11 points.
Ouellette can score off the dribble. He can get to the paint. He can get downhill. Here you go. The Utes calling a timeout. But inside, outside game. You got to get that ball inside. Here he is, just sizing up the defender. It's a little brush screen there. Takes this little floater runner, doesn't get it, but gets the ball right back, and he's up quick to score.
Utah up 27-23 on the road at TCU. Please help the people affected by the California wildfires. Your donation enables the Red Cross to prepare for, respond to, and help our friends recover from these horrible disasters. Please go to redcross.org/ESPN to donate now. Jamie Dixon, this is obviously a situation that hits close to his heart. His mom and his sister still live in the LA area, but the great news is both are safe, they are healthy, so that situation for his family as good as you can ask for in this moment, but so many people hurting right now in California.
Indeed, Lowell, it is. It's an unfortunate situation out there, but our prayers go out to all the families out there, and we hope those fires cease soon.
Here's Madsen, and fans here thought it was a clean block from the freshman Malik Diallo, but it's going to be a foul on the big fella. So there's a lot of new with this TCU team. Less than 5% of their scoring returns from a year ago.
Yes, it is, but here you go, Madsen just driving, turning that corner, coming downhill, getting to the basket. Perhaps got him with the body, but definitely got the ball. But he's at the line shooting.
What is that like when you have basically just Ernest Ude and a bunch of new faces around him?
Well, you said that. Just one player returning. So Coach Dixon has, man, a whole new squad, and it's tough to build a foundation from that because there's nobody that's been there that's consistent. So you got all these players coming in trying to first and foremost learn something that the coach is trying to teach. Then they got to learn each other. They got to learn each other, build some chemistry and continuity, and even some camaraderie amongst each other. But now we're in conference play, but they're not the only ones doing this across the nation.
It's everybody.
Yes.
I mean, remember when returning starters was a big deal? We don't even talk about that.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean,
it could be a returning starter from another program.
Correct.
Under 3 minutes here. Wenzel from the Big 12 logo. Lovering with the rebound. And a whistle after that rebound.
Good curl there from Wenzel to come off and get inside the paint. Got a little bit undecided with just pulling up, but good offensive execution right there by the Horned Frogs. I like the pressure right now that I see out there on Lovering. A lot of times Ude was backing up off of them, but you've got to get up there and get pressure up in him because he is the main facilitator for the Utes in their offense.
Three on the shot clock for Erickson. He's in trouble. Diallo has him. Madsen lets it fly. They got a piece of the rim. So new shot clock. Madsen with his second attempt on the possession. No, a fight for the rebound. And it's going to be TCU basketball.
Long shots, long rebound. It's hard to box out right there. The defense was in good inside position, but when you have those long rebounds, you're at a disadvantage. So good execution there for the Utes to get that offensive rebound. Wasn't able to convert, but they're doing what they had to do.
Ouellette has scored the last 7 for TCU. Reynolds with only his second shot attempt. Third check that, second miss. Stays in a 5-point lead for Utah. Dogs off the dump inside from Lovering. And Jamie Dixon wants to talk about it. Not pleased with his defensive effort.
Calling a timeout there. What you just saw, Jamie called that timeout, but this is just good ball movement again and man movement. They go through their posts to score, to make the passes. This is why they are the leading team right now in the Big 12 with assists. Everybody gets teaching that. You have your offense out there, you go through breakdown situations, and then you put it into the hole. So you're seeing a team that's coming into their own, and it's showing out here because everybody's getting a piece of the pie.
7 different players with assists so far tonight for Utah. 11 makes from the field, 9 of those assisted. Here's White for three. Nothing. The net. Looks like you've been there. And Trezarian White certainly has done that. He can fill it up at UC Wellington. being flung and spun midair by his owner. I'm a little jealous watching these shots at halftime. I mean, I've got a 3-year-old one-eyed pug at home that still is not potty trained, and meanwhile, this dog is doing flips. Lilac, I still love you. Then there's Bernard, who gets excited and pees everywhere. We won't count that drop, but we still love that dog getting it done. Welcome back to Fort Worth, Texas, where Utah making a road swing, trying to knock off TCU, and on their way to doing that, at least in the first 20 minutes, with a 30-26 lead. Welcome inside Schollmeyer. It's Coach BJ. I'm Mo Galindo. Thank you so much for joining us. Two teams that do a lot of things well. Free throw shooting, not one of those things for either team. I mean, we'll try to ignore the fact that both teams have 6 misses from the charity stripe each in the first half. We'll focus on the positive. For Utah, it's really their DNA. It's sharing the basketball.
It is definitely doing that, and I call that sharing the love. They just move without the ball. They go through their high posts for ball reversal, and everybody's getting touches. Here we see just quick touch passes, guys cutting to the basket. They're constantly moving out on the perimeter to the basket. Hard to keep up with them. Ball goes inside, skip passes, long closeouts. You can't get there in time, so you're at the mercy of the Utes as they do what they do.
Not much for Noah Reynolds, but Bashan Aled has been the go-to guy for TCU.
Yeah, he's been doing it all. Right now, he's got 11 points. We've seen him doing it right now in transition, initiating contact. He can score. We know he can score, and he's doing just that. But it's a lot of just standing still around watching one player score, and you need more team involvement for these Horned Frogs to be productive in this game.
Aled up to 11 points. He started 2 of 8 from the field, but has really picked it up, knocking down 3 of the last 4. Giving TCU a mini run and some emotion and momentum coming into the half. See the total shooting, 11 of 25 for Utah, 10 of 30. And Utah 9 assists on 11 made field goals. You have 7 different players for the running Utes that have an assist setting up a teammate. That's where Utah's at their best.
9 assists in the game compared to 3 assists for the Frogs. So that says it right there. It makes all the difference in the world. But what the Frogs have to learn is that with that length and size out there, the Utes are packing it in. So they're shrinking the floor. You can't drive those lanes. You don't have those lanes. So you got to get some cutters going through that lane. You got to get that ball inside, get it back outside like the Utes so it can open up, get some long closeouts. Now they're at a disadvantage. But here we go. Defensively, they got to scrap it up, pick it up to get some offense going for them.
TCU looking for conference win number 3. It would be a second Big 12 win if Utah can pull off the dub, and that's Lawson Lovering, originally from Cheyenne, Wyoming, muscling his way inside. He has had a breakout year. He's doubling his career average in scoring while also leading the running Utes in rebounds and blocks.
Yeah, he's a 7-footer, and that was a matchup that I was really looking forward to. They go inside to him quite a bit, and he's just 7 foot. He can body you up and just take it to you inside.
And there's David Punch missing the three-pointer. Punch 0 of 2 from outside.
That was a good attack there, and here you go again. Alette just attacking in transition. Punch with the offensive rebound, did not convert.
Ezra Asar, the attacker for Utah, kicking it to Mongolian Mike. It's Mike shot jumps. Connects from outside, getting on the board.
Ball went inside, transition, defense sinks in. Andrade able to kick it back out to Mongolian Mike, and he knocks it down.
Gabe Madsen took a shot right there. It's going to be an offensive foul. That's going to go against 15. And Gray, David Punch, number 2 for the freshman from Harker Heights. That's coming off Madsen's second assist of the night. So Utah, number 2 in assists per game. Number 1 in assist rate, according to Kim Palm. This is where Asara is at his best. Inside, little fadeaway. Woo-hoo. Coach BJ, that's a nice touch.
Great touch. You had a little mouse in the house. These guys are out there switching. That is the Frogs, and recognizable by the passer, which was Lovering, to get it to the guy with the mismatch. And you just saw right there, Asar just go up, being physical and shooting over the smaller defender.
7-0 run for Utah, and they've come out of the locker room trying to play inside-outside. Shot jumps with the 3. 37-26 Utah.
A little to the left, please. Thank you. A little more.
Oh, I'm okay.
Get your money working, and for a limited time, get 0% interest for 6 months when you open a new Visa credit card at America First.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Smith's. For thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals. And low prices that add up to big savings, like over $600 in digital coupons each week, and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Smith's, fresh for everyone.
Huntsman Mental Health has been extremely excited and motivated to really support some of the evidence-based work that we're doing in the schools.
We've had thousands of students screened, and many of those youth have been referred to clinical services after those screenings have happened. My reason is my constituents.
My reason is the youth of Utah.
My reason is my students.
We have every reason to invest in mental health. What's yours?
Hey, grab me one too.
We
climb mountains every day at the University of Utah. Those mountains are called cancer, climate change, pain management, and mental health. But when we're not doing that, we're on trails called Devil's Castle, or bombing down runs called Gadzooks, because there's always more than one way to take on a mountain.
Some international flavor for the running Utes. Miro Little has played 3 straight summers for the Finnish national team, youngest player on that club. And of course, Mike Sharjamps from Mongolia, born in Arizona, moved to Mongolia, came back, really pursue his basketball career. With all the international flavor, it's primarily Little and Sharjamps who are the impact guys.
Sharjamps is that. He's got good size out there. Versatile player, inside and out. He's got length. All right. But what I like about him, he plays within the game. Players have to do 2 things. They have to play within the game, and they have to play within themselves. When I say play within themselves, they have to know their strengths and weakness. And right now, you're seeing a Sharjamps do that out here in the court.
This is his 3rd college stop in 3 years. Dayton and San Francisco before coming to Salt Lake City. Meanwhile, for TCU, trying to go to 10-0 inside Schollmeyer for the first time under Jamie Dixon. They're in a test right now, down 11. It's a game wears on. Noah Reynolds usually finds a way to come up with shots, but it's been guys like David Punch instead of Reynolds getting majority of the shots. One in Gray has not had the looks. And Punch has it thrown right to him. Careless turnover. That's going to be a block call on Sharjamps.
Punch wasn't expecting that, but hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. Recognize, hey, he threw me the ball. He's going down, but we just saw Punch earlier drive it to the hole. Did a spin move. Punch coming in trying to do that at 6'8". He's going up against 6'10", 6'9" guys with length and size, and it's hard to score over that. So it's a challenge for the post players of TCU to score over this length and size out there of the Utes.
The freshman Micah Robinson trying to go high off the glass, bad angle there. Talking about shot selection, it's only 3 shots for Reynolds. Punch has 8. Asar inside contact, and that's going to be a foul on Ernest Ude. And it's going to send Asar to the line.
You just talked about the shots. I mean, one of the things we know about Reynolds is he plays within the game himself.
Yeah.
He doesn't try to force things. He is a scorer. Naturally, that's what he's capable of doing, but at the same time, he's a distributor. Love to see more movement by TCU to get that ball going from side to side, which would create some angles, some spacing, and opportunities for these guys to score, whether off the bounce or catch and shoot shots.
Now 7 missed free throws for Utah tonight. 4 of them from Ezra Asar. Trying to get the split here. Making a 12-point lead for the running Utes. Does.
Again, just the length out there, and they're closing the gaps. That's the Utes shrinking up the floor.
Reynolds, tough drive. He's trying to set up Ude, and what a finish for the big fella. Second-year Horned Frog fighting inside for Deuce.
Well, you just talked Reynolds up. I mean, he didn't have the shot as we stated, but he made the right pass.
And jumping on the hardwood for that held ball. TCU basketball.
Reynolds just attacking the basket right here. 3 defenders on him. He lobs it up to Ude, and he's able to convert. Reynolds came in from the Horizon League. Not only was he one of the top leading scorers in the Horizon, but he was also one of the top assist guys. So he's going to make the right decisions at the right time, which we just saw there.
Just has a great feel for the game.
Great feel, a little herky-jerky there, probing the defense.
Coach Mick told us he plays the game at his pace. He dictates how fast he wants to go. Alette blocked on the second attempt from Wallin, so an 0-2 possession for Vashawn Alette.
That was great defense by Wallin. I mean, he's a taller defender, defending a 6'2", guard, and he's moving his legs, he's moving his feet. And at the same time, he's contesting shots just with his length.
Oh, they love the upside. Waleem, they think he can be a difference maker as his career progresses. Just his second season in Salt Lake City. His first was coming off his LDS mission, so had to get back into game shape as Madsen misses for three. Reynolds hard charging, get out, says Ezra Asor.
Every shot, every attempt that TCU is trying to get to the goal is being contested. It's the size, it's the length, it's the athleticism. Here you go, trying to Euro step in, but the help side's there, and he's able to swipe it out.
Coach BJ, we got to get on this guy's workout program.
He's getting it in.
Dude is swole.
He's nice and swole.
These TCU Horned Frogs need some of that physicality here, down by 10 at home. Around the Big 12, Iowa State's the real deal. I mean, Texas Tech had them on the ropes this weekend in Lubbock. Iowa State finds a way to win in overtime and just smack Kansas in Ames.
Day in and day out, this is a competitive league. The Big 12 is very strong. It's physical. We hear them talking about other leagues as far as the SEC, the ACC, but this is a contenders league, and day in and day out, it's a challenge.
And Utah has adjusted nicely to the challenge of the Big 12. First couple of games, wake-up call to the physicality, but they're now up for that challenge as Michael Robinson drives inside and is fouled. And he's to go against sharp jumps, number 3 for him. That will send freshman Kansas City to the line. Michael Robinson played his high school basketball in Texas, his freshman and sophomore year. Going to Oak Hill. Look at that. Iowa State 15-1, number 2 in the top 25. Kansas is a tough team to figure out. Houston had some head-scratching early season losses, but it's Kelvin Sampson. They got the experience. They got the defense. They're going to be okay.
Kelvin is always going to be okay. He's going to have his players playing really hard. They bring it. They have no other choice but to do that.
Got more missed free throws. It's been an unfortunate theme of this game. Shara jumps for three. Nailed it.
Just good movement again. Defense is sunk in, collapsed off the drive, able to get the skip pass out to Sharp jumps, and he's wide open for the 6'10". He's 6'10", knocking that down out there.
That length, and there is Wenzel now with the drive. Usually makes his save from outside. Set up there by Uday, the big fella. 10-point lead. This is the biggest deficit for the Horned Frogs. Lovering faces the double. Ezra saw one-on-one with Wenzel. 5 on the shot clock. Crisp ball movement. Shar jumps. The throwdown! The Mongolian hammer coming at you.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a come-out party for him, but he is bringing it. He is bringing it. He is showing us his versatility inside and out with the shot, with the drives, and the reads, making the right decisions.
Now it's Reynolds' time. Asar and Shara jumps were both there, and that's going to be foul number 4. Number 3 on Shara jumps.
Nice flare screen right there, and you have Madsen driving baseline. The defense seeks in, throw him back out in the skip pass. Can't get out there good enough to contest or close out. Wide open shot by Shara jumps. Now this time, hey, he just shot the ball, so you've got to run out and close out on him, so he takes the drive. Good decision making, good reads for the 6'10" Shara jumps.
Reynolds 73% from the line. He misses there. Wow, that is epidemic at the free throw line. Frogs are 3 of 11, so now 8 misses at the charity stripe for them. 7 for Utah. Oh for 2 for the line. What is going on? I guess read the scouting report, but not in the scouting report will tell you both teams are this bad for the free throw line.
And Reynolds is a decent free throw shooter.
Lovering, tough inside and gets the finish. And the lead is up to 14.
We're seeing textbook basketball. That ball started on the right side, went inside to the middle, went back out, came back in. That's just good execution.
Reynolds for 3, nailed it. That's what TCU is going to need, and more of that in a hurry.
Reynolds does a good job of playing off the screen.
Great ball movement. Dawes gives up the 3, drives and draws contact against Malik Diallo.
Reynolds does a good job of just reading the screen. The defender goes up under that screen. That was the right read. Gives him spacing, that separation to knock down the 3. Definitely needed at this time. Here's Coach Dixon over here as well, talking to Reynolds in reference to his decision making, telling him, hey, you gotta push it out there. Need more of that from him.
Dawes hits his first. He's coming off a 16-point thumping against Oklahoma State. And hits both from the line. Is there a standing ovation necessary? You go 2 for 2 from the free throw line in a game like this. It may be time to do that. We talk about scout reports. In a 70-second span, Keanu Dawes had 3 throwdown dunks Saturday against Oklahoma State.
I saw that game. You were calling it. I listened to it. That was a great little span there from him.
Wenzel tries to get past Wallin. Tough angle, trying to get it over Lovering as well.
You have nothing but size and length to shoot over, and it's difficult.
Gabe Madsen for 3. Too much. Try to get the friendly roll. Cannot. Utah, the 9th tallest team in college basketball, according to Ken Pong. There's White in trouble. Back out to Wenzel. You see that length where Shar jumps chasing Reynolds. Shar jumps definitely has that advantage. Here's Wenzel, got one lean up in the air, inside the float, and it works.
Great decision making there by Wenzel. Nice shot fake out on the perimeter, gets his defender up in the air. Nice floater runner over the length for a conversion.
Stop with a bucket, and TCU has it in single digits, but Diallo is called for the foul.
Well, Diallo's doing the right thing. He's got to be a little bit more subtle out there with his pressure. You have to be up in Lovering. That's what they need to do because he is the facilitator. So you just can't have the simple foul out there physically with the body. But definitely you have to have that pressure. So unfortunate foul right there, but it's the right thing that
he hasn't played a lot of high-level basketball in a minute. And he's not playing senior year of high school because of a knee issue, and that really kept him from even participating in the summer workouts when he got on campus. But he's got upside, and he's picking up Jamie Dixon's system. Just a lot to throw at a freshman.
Indeed it is.
White guarding Wally. Gets it back to Dawes. And Erickson just lost the handle right in front of the Utah bench.
It was the right pass to make. Again, they go inside, whether it's at the pinch post, on the baseline. They facilitate their offense from the inside, and that is the inside out.
Huge possession right here for TCU.
They need to convert.
The lob, that's what he does. Dunk on your head.
You called it. Well, that was a great pick and roll. Paulette made the right decision, and you got Jude just going to the basket. The lob is there. Much needed basket by the Horned Frogs.
He's got 37 buckets on the season. This is the 25th time it's a dunk, getting him the deuce. Ude gets TCU within single digits. Ain't done yet. Perfect night for some college hoops here in Fort Worth, Texas, on the gorgeous campus of Texas Christian University. You're watching the Big 12 on ESPN+. TOGLOLT here with the coach, Brandon Johnson. Utah trying to make it back-to-back wins in Big 12 play. They're up on TCU 47-38. Moments ago, got that throwdown from Ernest Ude to get the Frogs within single digits. They have not started a year 10-0 at home since the 14-15 season under Trent Johnson. So much new. The really known commodity TCU coming back was Ernest Ude. Doesn't get a lot of shots. I mean, with Ude talking about the big fella inside that had just one shot attempt in the previous 2 games. He only has 2 tonight, but they're high percentage.
He was my X factor coming to the game. Needed some production from him. Like you stated, he didn't score the last game, but he has the ability to do that at the rim.
Jace Posey trying to sell some contact from Hunter Erickson. Hero Little checks back in. Jake Wallin drops it from 3-point range. And Wallin played his high school ball in Provo, Utah. Before that, he grew up in the Metroplex in Keller. So has 40 friends and family in attendance inside Schollmeyer tonight. Alette, no good. In fact, Wallin took advantage of all-day break when he had some time to come back home and went hunting for some whitetail and bagged him one.
Well, 6'10", he's shooting over the defense, and just the size that the Utes have out there, 6'9", 6'10", 6'8", all on the perimeter.
Inside, Keanu D. Dawes from Zach Keller. Little tough shot. Offensive rebound. Wallin checks the shot clock, did not hit rim, and there was not time for that last pass. I think he recognized it as he let the ball go.
Ball did not hit the rim, so again, the shot clock continues on. Wasn't aware of it. Good possession defensively for the Horned Frogs. Now they've got to come back. They've got to come back inch by inch to try to get this game up under 10. If they can just get that ball to go from side to side, I tell you, get that defensive shift, it'll help them out.
Utah shooting 50% from the field, and this Jamie Dixon team takes so much pride in what they do defensively, as Zach Keller is called for the foul, number 2 on him.
Got out of bounds under here.
What are we looking for?
Where they're set up right now. Look for somebody cutting to the basket off of it.
Throw it up top. Sean Alette. Alette trying to take on, levering off the bounce. The kick, White. But Ude with the offensive board, and wants it all. Wallin fouled him. That's a smart foul for Wallin, considering the struggles for Ude at the line.
Indeed, it was a smart foul, but let's look at the offensive rebound here. We've got Alette here. Well, kicking it out. Shot is up. Did Wallin even go for the ball? Looked like
I think that's, so we have a review right now. They could be looking at that contact from Wallin.
Yeah, I thought it was, that might be considered a flagrant right here because he has the ball down. He's trying to go for it, but it was just quick. I think it's going to be a common foul. The ball was at his hip, but he just rose it up pretty quick, and Wallin is right there. He's trying to go for the ball, but.
And how about that lean? It looks like he does get his weight into it. I don't know necessarily if there's enough there, but what are you looking for in a situation like that?
I mean, the lean is going to be there, and that would be incidental contact because the momentum is taking him that way. The thing was, the ball was right there at his hip. He was trying to go for it, but let's see what we have here.
And I did not hear that at all. Not sure if the microphone was working.
Common foul. Common foul. Yeah, it's at
you
first
agree with that?
First it looked like he was not going for the ball, just trying to push him, but the ball was at his waist. Brought it up quickly, and now he's at the line. So hey, he's at the line again, and he's got to be able
some redemption here. 2 of 6 for the night. Yeah, just clear the mechanism and flick that wrist and let it fly.
Ude needs that. They have it within 1. This would bring them within 10. They get a stop coming back down, have a chance to bring it up under double digits.
Instead, it's the 10th missed free throw of the night. Told you coming into this, TCU number 340 nationally in free throw percentage. Utah right behind at 341. That's bad considering there's 355 D1 teams. Punch trying to stay with the SAR. Somehow got that pass through Levering, but it was too low. Alette wants to run, and it's a 3-on-1. And he lost it. Turnover where Michelle Alette was probably pushing it when he didn't need to.
Well, this was good defense. You see the Horned Frogs there doubling in the post, and now they've got to scramble out, and that's good communication. Communication is two ways. You can communicate verbally, and you also communicate non-verbally by moving your body. So that was great defense there that got them to stop.
Under 10 to go here inside, Schollmeyer. Hero Little lost his footing. Ude ends up with it.
Well, they're playing good defense, getting on the floor. That's a 50-50 ball. But again, just going back to communication. Defensively, you want two things from a defensive standpoint. You want to be able to communicate, you want to be able to rotate. And rotation means, hey, you've got to move. If you stand still, the next guy won't move. So to communicate.
4.5 on the clock. Madsen quick to the hoop. And that is going to be off TCU, so it will stay with Utah. And they get a fresh 20 since it hit the rim.
Another chance to get a stop here. Their defense is picking up better. That's the Horned Frogs here.
Little inbounds to Gabe Madsen. And it goes up and over TCU basketball.
Now here we go coming down. TCU has to take some time to really execute here. They do a lot of pinch post passing where they'll do some dribble handoff. Again, the Utes will try to strengthen up this court. Here's a high ball screen.
Reynolds inside to Alette. Levering gets there for the block. Back to Alette. He got it. There's no quit right there. Number 3. Size mismatch, he don't care.
Alette is going at it strong. I mean, he is an undersized guy. He is a guard amongst trees up there, but he is in there. Now they got it down to 9, up under 10. They have a chance here with another defensive stop.
Crowd getting into it. Levering hands it off to Little. Contact there. It's going to be offensive.
Great call. Great call. Great call. He just moved his body a little bit as the defender was trying to get there. But here's Alette. He's inside the paint. Nice block there by Levering, but hey, he gets the ball back. He just stays at it. And what caused that right there was actually the offensive guy, Ude, sealing his defender and pushing him back, giving Alette the opportunity to have the lane to score.
13 points for Alette. He's leading TCU. It's been a slow scoring night for Noah Reynolds, who entered as the 3rd leading scorer in Big 12 play. Here's Trey White to Alette. Mongolian Mike Sherajumps has that long reach. It doesn't matter because Alette will shoot through you, over you. Nothing is standing in his way from buckets.
Alette is doing it. He is doing it. That was a tough shot. As you stated, he had to get that ball up high, and it came down, and it was just nothing but swish and sweep.
Shara jumps for 3. No good. All tried to feed Ude inside. That will go off Utah. This crowd is back in it, BJ.
Hey, Alette is just taking it, ladies and gentlemen. He is feeling it right now. He's got a taller defender up. He's trying to take him off the dribble. Can't do it. Just gets a little fade away, and he just knocks it down, and it was swish and sweep. Alette, the versatile athletic wing, he is just coming strong, ladies and gentlemen. He is getting downhill. He is being tenacious inside the paint. He is relentless right now. Whether you got a tall defender on him or not, he is shooting it over top. And he has the Horned Frogs scoring right now.
At big games, he wants that shot. On the season, just under 11 points per game. Tonight, it's 15. It's more along the trend that we've seen over the last 5 games from Alette. But at Big 12 play, it's now the 4th time he's taken at least 15 shots in a conference game. They want it in his hands. So this is typically how TCU works, right? Alette gets him a little closer, and then Noah Reynolds will close it out. That's what they're hoping the script follow.
Well, you know, Alette played last year at Old Dominion, and TCU played these guys in the Diamond Head Classic. And in that game, Alette had 22, he had a total of 25 points, but he had 22 in the first half. So he is a scorer. But in this transfer portal today, hey, now he's on the other team, and he's doing just what the Horned Frogs need him to do.
Alette, Gawaleen up in the air, attacking, high off the glass, no. Uday kept it alive, and it was off the chin of Trey White.
You see bodies on the floor, I mean.
Big 12, baby. Gawaleen with patience, fouled by White. Zarian White, transfer form from UNC Wilmington, called for the foul.
White was at a disadvantage there. If he would have stood there and took the charge, the taller offensive player would have just dropped it down for the dish. So he had to sort of play monkey in the middle there, and he got a little caught, got the foul, but that's the best defense he could have did at that time.
Gawaleen 65% on the season. His first free throws of the night, hits the first. He was 3 for 3 from the free throw line in the win Saturday against Oklahoma State. First ever as a Big 12 team in conference play for the Running Utes.
Again, the size out there. I mean, it's really long and it's versatile. We're seeing these guys not just shoot, we're seeing them take it off the dribble, and they're ferocious when they come in there attacking the basket.
Talk about size. Alette doesn't have a ton of it. That was a split, and Alette fighting with Dawes, but it's in the hand of Gawaleen. Adson for 3, in and out. And the freshman stepped out of bounds. It's going to be a foul, though.
That last shot we saw, we haven't heard much of Madsen's name. He took that shot, but he hasn't been really a factor much of the game. We know he's a scorer, and scorers will shoot. So Gabe Madsen right now, he's still a threat.
Oh, this is big because Shara jumps with all that length, goes to the bench with his 4th foul. You mentioned Gabe Madsen. He plays with his twin brother Mason. We saw Mason with only 5 minutes against Oklahoma State, the fewest for him this season. We have not seen Mason Madsen all night, as it looks like the rotation has shrunk for Craig Smith, because we also haven't seen Caleb Lohner, former Baylor Bear that's been a big factor in the post, former tight end for the Utah Utes football team.
Yeah, well, Mason is the twin, as you stated, of Gabe. They're not identical because one is 6'6", that's Gabe, who's 6'6", and Mason is 6'4", a little bit more active, but the Utes decided to go with this side. But right now, the crowd is into this because we've got a 6-point game here. You know,
Robinson went to the line, got both free throws. TCU looking for a stop. Alette is just roving, looking for the basketball. Here's Keanu Dawes using that length advantage. And TCU with the deflection, staying with Utah.
Good defense right there by the Horned Frogs. And this is Alette right here. He's got Keanu trying to take it. Keanu has size on him, but that was just good defense. He didn't give up ground, stayed on the floor, forced that baseline pass. Now they got a chance to get a stop with 4 seconds left. That shot clock hadn't gone.
Right to Dawes, and he gets it off the inbound, and a nice response by the Utes. Keanu Dawes up to 10 points. Alette left it short, got it back. Rebound number 8. He's got the 2nd most rebounds in this game, and he's 6'2". Robinson, no. Got the rebound, and we've got a TCU player down. That's Uday holding his head.
It's physical up in there. That shot goes up, that ball goes up. These guys are going at it. They are sacrificing their bodies. And Uday he's a strong physical force. Didn't see exactly what happened to him right now.
His teammates are saying he's okay, given some time. They're calling off the trainer. And it looked like Wallin got him with the elbow right. If you go back a little from the right here, that right elbow comes up and makes contact right there.
It looks like it might be a little bit of Dawes there. See Dawes? Look at Dawes' right elbow. Look at Dawes' right elbow to his temple right there. Uday's right side, maybe in the back.
Yeah, a double whammy.
But it's physical down there. Let's hope he's okay. We know he's a tough guy.
Now, Wallin was called for the foul after that. And Uday is up. Crowd likes the toughness and the response. And they are taking a look at that exchange below the bucket. Anytime there is contact to the head, they're going to take a moment, as they should, to review.
All right, I think it was just a common foul. The guys weren't going for the ball. I don't think it was excessive force.
No.
At all. It was just a basketball play.
Common foul.
Unfortunately, it happens. Everybody gets clobbered.
Take your time, get the call right. Important sequence here with 6:23 left. Utah holding on to the lead 53-45. Uday still working on his head. He's in discomfort. So Malik Diallo will now check in. Put a lot on the shoulders of the young freshman originally from Mali. And Robinson to the line. Last time at the free throw line, hit both. And there's another one for the freshman. It's up to 6 points. Had 10 points in the win against BYU, a season high, and hit 2 critical free throws after Bo Reynolds hit his big shot. Deserved that lead and win. 6-point game.
See how Diallo out here guards out on this perimeter. Leveling. That is going to be crucial.
Back to the 7-footer. 7 on the shot clock for Gabe Matson. Keanu Doss coming to the basket, and that's how he tormented Oklahoma State, bringing down the Thunder here in Fort Worth.
As a defensive defender, you cannot get stationary. You have to drop below the line of the ball. You have to move. Cutters are constantly coming with this Utes offense.
He is a dunking machine. Alette passed up a 3 to attack. Can't stop it.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that's just great reads, great getting to the basket, gets the pro hop off too, able to convert, but Alette is bringing it. I mean, he is attacking the defense, making the right decisions. Here you go, gets the defender up in the air, comes to a pro hop, off 2, and is able to get to the line the old-fashioned way for a 3-point play.
And the fans' response for Ernest Uday checking back in the game. Villette 2 years ago was the top-ranked prospect out of Canada, signed with ODU. Had a fantastic freshman season. Cannot convert on the 3-point play, however. Keeps it at a 6-point deficit. TCU is chipping away.
Glad to see Uday's back in the game right now. Horned Frogs need his experience. They need his strength out there. You know he's going to make some right plays defensively as well as offensively.
Know what's happening here. Alette's the opening act for Reynolds. Does back-to-back!
Oh, my goodness.
A complete disregard for the rim. And it's safety.
I mean, that was the Red Sea that just opened. That lane just opened wide up, and he just came right down the middle.
And Alette strong the other way with the response.
We got a game, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it's still a 6-point game. It's about stops right now. We know that the Utes are going to execute with their ball movement, man movement. Defense is picked up. They're doubling in the post. That is the Horned Frogs. Now you got to scramble out and get the ball, guard, communicate, and just be solid.
Lean inside. Alette tries to recover. He gets there, and somehow the Utes get the bounce for the bucket.
Great decision there. Got a basket cut on the baseline, but it's just great basketball going on right now. Here you go. Parting of the seas, ladies and gentlemen. It is wide open, and Dawes comes down for this thunderous slam.
He's got 14 points to lead Utah. Utes up by 8. Undefeated home record is on the line, in jeopardy for TCU, down by 8 with 4:19 left to play. Logan Lindo here with Brandon Johnson. Big 12 basketball. The Utes got that breakthrough win at home against Oklahoma State on Saturday, a game in which they dominated inside the paint, a 46-24 edge in scoring inside the paint. They don't have quite that number here tonight, but we've seen the commitment the second half. They are in full attack mode, BJ.
Yeah, and it's happening just off the passes, whether it's curls, whether it's cut. Their guys are making the right decision. Right now they have 17 assists. 17 assists in the game. Everybody's playing unselfish. Lanes are opening up. Good game for them offensively, and they've got some good defensive stops, making TCU alter their shots. But right now, you've got Alette. He is putting on a show right now, Lowell. He's putting on a show really tremendously good.
Reynolds, the lefty, with the lead. Now 8 points. Third leading scorer in Big 12 conference games at 20 points per game. Has not had the volume of shots tonight.
That was only a 6th shot.
While lean baseline, and the response, the running Utes keep counter-punching.
Execution, execution. This is what it's coming down to, execution and stops. Both teams have to run their offense.
Wallin and Alette both on the verge of double-doubles. Wenzel will go to the line. Want to make that an and one. Gabe Madison picks up foul number 3.
Good execution there. Had some good ball movement, man movement. Wenzel comes around off that little curl. He's able to read, get to the basket. A lot of times you see players, they will stop. They will stop and try to pull up. When you have that curl, you need to just continue with your momentum because you have the defender in your hip pocket. He's at a disadvantage. You just go all the way to the line, and that's what Wenzel did to get at the free throw line.
His first trip to the line and his first make. Wenzel started his career at Utah, played in 2 games in the 2020-2021 season. That was a year before the arrival of Craig Smith. And 2 big makes for Wenzel as he now heads to the bench for Jamie Dixon. So back to 6 points with 3:35 left.
Little full-court press there by TCU. They're extending their defense out here.
Boston Lovering, a lofty pass. Keanu Dawes cannot finish. Lovering tried to flush it. He's going to go to the line for 2. Draws the foul on Ude.
Lovering was right there, but before that, you just got to love the offensive movement there. I mean, TCU is doubling in the post. Anytime you double, you're at a disadvantage. You have to keep that ball from coming out of that post. They're scrambling it out. And once they're scrambling, they're trying to keep up with the ball, and they can't do that with a team that passes so well.
Lovering 40.5% from the free throw line. This is there. He's now 1 of 3 from the line tonight. Wenzel back in. Gives him some offensive pop as Punch comes to the bench. Got a box out here. Off the glass.
How many times have we seen that this evening?
And he just smiles about it.
I think that's the 2nd time.
Seven-point game. Reynolds time. No. Inside to Ude. The kick. Wenzel for 3. Too much. Offensive rebound. Back to Wenzel. And a let. Slowing it down for TCU. So leading scorer on the night.
And a mismatch.
Trying to shake Lovering. The spin. And Michael Robinson nearly threw it down.
Needed stop for the Utes because that was a mismatch that Paulette tried to take. He had Lovering guarding him, the 7-footer. Just could not get it to convert. But
patient approach now for Utah. Here's the dunk machine. Dawes, oh, the nice lefty finish. A little smooth touch coming off those hammers.
Yeah, Dawes is not much of a shooter. He is a driver. He's 6'9", but he is going to get to the basket.
Alette was trying to throw it up for Ude. Tried that a lot against Kansas State. Could not connect. Reynolds in the paint. And he gets the bounce. Bucket the TCU had to have with 2:01 left. We got a timeout. Utah trying to hold on here, 64-57. Keanu Dawes has been the dude of the second half.
Yeah, he's a face-up player. I mean, he's just reading the defense, able to take it off the bounce here, get past his man, and the lane just opens. That's Matador defense out top. Got to do a better job of guarding the ball. One of the things I was really concerned about, or the coaches I know are concerned about as well, is containing the drive. In the game of basketball, that's the hardest thing to do, is to stop the drive. It's virtually impossible at times. That's why you have help side rotation over. But the Matador defense, it's too easy. You got to move your feet. With a 6'8", 6'9" player like that, he's going to convert.
Keanu Dawes is getting really comfortable in this Big 12 conference. It's now back-to-back 16-point performances. So those are his season highs. Get this, though. 15 of 20 from the field in those 2 games.
Wow, that's efficient.
But like you said, he likes the easy shots close to the bucket. Know who you are.
Yes, play within yourself, play within the game. This has been great offense by the Utes. What a coach's responsibility is, and we were talking to Craig Smith earlier, the coach of the Utes, Utah running Utes, that is, having all these new players, even Jamie Dixon, everybody has systems.
Yeah.
And it used to be where college coaches say, I'm going to recruit players to my system, but you don't have that retention. So guys are coming and going. So what you have to do as a coach's main responsibility is to put their player in a position that is most advantageous to truly display their natural talents and abilities.
Yeah.
And that's what you're seeing out here, in particular with the Utes. Guys know they can't shoot. Hey, get to the hole, off the drive. Guys know, hey, I can't shoot, but I know at the same time I get a shot fake. I've got some separation. So we're seeing good basketball right now. Need some good stops, so we'll see what happens in the defensive end.
2:01 left. TCU undefeated. Schollmeyer here extending the defense for the Horned Frogs. The lob get out, says Ude. As Waleed was trying to set up Lovering, Ude wasn't having any point of that.
Way to attack the basket, but here you go. Just good defense right there by Ude to stop that transition from converting.
Erickson inbounding. Gabe Madsen been quiet in the second half, but has played within himself.
Good pressure defense out here. They're forcing. Oh, wow. Don't need a foul like that. Tough foul right there. You're playing good defense. Only thing you need to do is just be solid right now. No simple fouls. They've extended the offense out. That is TCU. They pushed them all the way back to the logos. So didn't need that foul.
Now 4 fouls for Ude. That will put Utah on the bonus, so a 1-and-1 here for Lawson Lovering. Will he go glass like he did on the second free throw attempt on his last trip to the line? Yes.
You called it.
I mean, if it works, right? I mean, my next suggestion for both these teams is going to be granny shots.
Oh, wow. And he's over there apologizing to everybody. Look at him. He's hitting the bank, huh? Oh, my goodness. We see you, Lovering.
He was trying to go back to it.
He was. If it works, you go at it, huh?
Go time for TCU. Here's Alette. It's been a force, especially in the second half. Reynolds gets Erickson in the air. Such a feathery, beautiful touch. And Reynolds now up 12 points. Timeout.
Reynolds was a little quiet in the second half earlier, but now he's coming into his own. Just poised, gets to his spot, off the bounce, gets the defender up in the air, and is able to knock it down. Well, you mentioned it earlier. We were going to have to hear from him.
Yeah.
And he's coming back in at the right time when the team needs.
Is it going to be too late, though? That's the big question here. Now, I hate to hammer the free throw shooting, but this really becomes an avenue for TCU to get back in this game even more so in the final 90 seconds. Utah has to hit those shots if they go to the line.
They do. Both teams need the shot, but hasn't been their forte. Stops, conversions right now. Whether that's at the free throw line or that's attacking the basket for TCU.
Seconds left. Utah looking for their second Big 12 win. Erickson. Now Sharp Jumps is playing with 4 fouls, trying to break the press, and they do. Just in time.
Taking some time off the clock. The pressure was there to try to get a steal. Wasn't, but now they just got to be solid in this half-court set. That is TCU.
Waleed is a big guy with some handles. Ooh. TCU thought they had a turnover there. They want to review, and they're going to see.
This can be reviewed. Here we go. So let's see what happens here.
Enormous call. And it looks, that's close. I mean, Alette definitely tipped it, but did it go off Waleed's fingertips last? Looking for that clear, undisputable angle. Is his hand still on the basketball right there? I believe. Oh,
can't see it from this angle, but Alette definitely gets that.
So Alette's hand, let's see. Alette's hand is off the basketball right there.
Yeah.
If we have a side angle, I don't know if we do, that may be the money shot. And that's what TCU is hoping for, that it would have rolled off Waleed's fingers last to give the Horned Frogs the basketball. Down by 6. But when it comes to that angle, I don't know if there's anything there that makes it defensive.
Right.
Definitive.
Right. It's not conclusive. It's got to stay with the call.
Now the officials have access to every shot that we have, so they're not just looking at that angle, looking at all angles available. This is a pivotal call.
Definitely a pivotal call. 109 left in the game. You've got a 6-point game. That is a 2-possession game.
Yeah. And when you have guys that can knock down that outside shot like Reynolds and like Wenzel, feeling pretty good about your prospects, does this angle help us at all? Wow. I mean, just my gut tells me that's probably off Willeen. But is the video clear enough for us to make that decision with certainty?
Yeah.
Need those 8K cameras.
It doesn't look like it right there. I think the call will hold. That's my take on it.
Nervous moments inside Schollmeyer Arena, a.k.a. Fort Dixon, as the Horned Frogs 9-0 here at home. And with this 20-game Big 12 schedule, everything is magnified with this conference that is loaded. The officials are having some trouble here finding that definitive angle.
Getting another look from another official. He has to give his eye perception of it. So,
I mean, the longer this goes, the more likely it would seem. Right there. There was nothing definitive. So it will stay Utah basketball. 109 left, 8 on the shot clock. Sharp jumps will inbound.
Have to be solid right here. You have to protect the basket. Switching, they're getting connected, getting bodies. Good defense there.
To Madsen, he's got Wenzel on him. Spin, the kick while lean, no. And Punch brings it down for the rebound. Under a minute left. It's Reynolds' time. Alette with the drive pass for Lean. Dawes with the rejection. Madsen with the rebound.
That length right there.
Now they're trying to foul Sharp jumps. This is where the free throw shooting really becomes a factor as Erickson is called for the foul. Sharp jumps to the line. He has not shot free throws so far tonight. On the season, he's at 50%. Was 1-2 against Oklahoma State. This is a 1-1. Huge make. 7-point game.
3-possession right now, so definitely a huge make. That was good defense down here by Shambach.
Do you like the attack by Alette? I mean, it's been his night.
He was a little bit off balance. He was too low. He was losing his sense of gravity there, trying to force it, but
no call as so Reynolds trying to draw the foul on Dawes with a lean. Under 30 seconds left. TCU is gonna have to foul, so they foul Madsen. And it looks like Utah has done the work to get out of here as the first team to win this season, not named TCU inside this building.
Yeah, that's been a home court advantage for the Frogs. Not able to hold it down tonight. And again, not having Frankie Collins in the lineup with that foot injury, it's going to be a challenge for these guys. They have some pieces in place, but they are a man down.
And when Utah plays like they did in the second half, without Gabe Madsen forcing the three-point shot, they are going to catch attention from the rest of the Big 12. Wenzel unleashes it. He hits for three, 21.3. It's a 7-point game. Wenzel fouls Madsen because you've mentioned it. They are long, which creates all sorts of issues. And they are also bought in to setting up each other. The second most assists per game in college basketball.
Just team ball right now on both ends of the court, offensively and defensively. They're clicking on all cylinders as they just share the love, as I call it, spread that ball around. And defensively, they might not be as quick and explosive, but with that length, it's about pressure by position. You don't have to be all up on the ball for pressure, but if you're in the right position, those are pressure points that cause havoc out there on the court.
And Lovering's a lot more physical than people give him credit for.
At 77 foot, he's a 7-footer. He's got length, he's got width, he's got reach.
Robinson hits the 3, 11.9. And Alette will try to find foul sharp jumps. Riddle fouls Madsen. So a 6-point game, 9.1 left. Also impressive for Utah, the fact that they got smacked in the mouth right off the bat in this conference. Losses against Baylor, Texas Tech, and Iowa State. For them, not to pack it in and lose confidence and just come right out. Win Saturday was a complete performance against Oklahoma State, and they have carried through with the momentum gain.
Yeah, it's been not just their offense, it's been their defense. They've been really just playing solid, as we stated, contesting all shots, altering shots. But I love the way they play offensively. They're playing 10, 11 guys. We didn't see a couple guys come off the bench this game, but overall, they have a good, well-balanced team.
Reynolds leave that short, and Utah becomes the first visiting team to get a win inside Schollmeyer Arena this season, and it's now back-to-back wins in Big 12 play for Craig Smith in their first season in the conference.
Great win on the road for them, needed win. Like you said, they got smacked in the face 3 games in a row. That was a tough slate there to start off, but hey, I'd rather have it that way than down the stretch. But to come in, make the adjustments that they've made over the course of these past games, they're playing good team ball right now, Lowell.
Absolutely. Confidence only building. Return home. They will take on BYU coming up next game. And Utah making a statement. We could be a force to be reckoned with in the Big 12 because they are now matching the physicality on the other side of the court from them. As Craig Smith, since TCU, to his first loss inside Schollmeyer this season. So Utah moves to 2-3 Big 12 play. Same mark as TCU. For the coach, Brandon Johnson, I'm Lowell Galindo. Thank you so much for watching Big 12 basketball on ESPN+.